more than ever we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. Ooh, yeah, remember the key to success is working hard. For our country we must have regard. Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now more than ever we must show discipline, tolerance, and production.
Welcome to the Hub. Again, another opportunity that you and I have to converse, to speak, to dialogue, to talk about what's happening here in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. I want to encourage those on Facebook and YouTube to please share the live. Sharing is caring. I want to say to you that the government is up against a force. The opposition forces in the country, they are doing everything in their power to derail the recovery, to derail all the good things that's happening for the people who were affected by Hurricane Beryl. They are going through trauma, so to speak. It's not easy to go through a hurricane, to experience a hurricane with such, strong winds, 140, 150 miles per hour. It's not easy. So the government, NGOs, CBOs, different groups, and so on, trying their best to bring some relief, to bring food, to bring water, to bring shelter, to make sure that the people at least come back to that place where they can be a little normal. It might be tough, but still, that's what it is. But the government is up against the opposition forces, and all they want to do.
And now, folks are trying to help. So the new National Party has their initiative where they're collecting. You're saying everything, nothing supposed to come to NNP, nothing supposed to go to anybody else, all supposed to go to NADMA. Well, who is you to tell us that? Where you come out to tell other organizations, well, no, nobody else can collect nothing, only NADMA. You're fast, you're out of place, and you're disrespectful. Who is he to tell us that? Where you come out? Anyway, let me hear the rest of what he's saying there.
People dropping off items in one area, and so we ask that you kindly desist from that and kindly.
I want to say some words, but I can't say it on the program. I have too much church people listening. I can't. I want to say something about this statement, but oh gosh, it has too much church people listening. Oh gosh, and I respect all it too much. I can't use that kind of language here. If I was in our next place, I would have said, but
To the National Disaster Management Agency headquarters at Monjulu, except you are otherwise instructed. Let me repeat that. All relief items, and that's locally here.
And remember, again, he said, and let me repeat that. You want to make sure that only NADMA, so nobody else can help the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. That way saying, everybody must bring everything to NADMA. NADMA don't even have the capacity to deal with it if everybody was bringing everything. If it wasn't for Samaritan purse, let me repeat it again. If it was not for Samaritan purse, Right now, a lot of people in Carriacou would have been in a much worse situation. And thanks to Devon Roche, don't give me this stupidness about no Terry Forrester and no Tally Francis. All you lie. I have no.
Right. So that is what boy, see this thing here. Yeah, this new software tend to have problems with it. Let me see something here. Trying out this thing here. Yeah, every time they keep changing and changing and changing. All right. So I am trying now to see how do I move from this. All right. Oh boy. Yeah, so trying to see what something is not right with this thing here tonight. La, 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 la. All right, so let me see another thing here. Yeah, this thing is giving some problems. Let me see something here. Let me see something here.
Would like to come into Grenada. They didn't go and call them. No, Charlie Francis and them didn't go and contact Samaritan person and ask them to come. Samaritan person came to Grenada and they asked, you're coming to our country, you must work with the government officials. And as such, they contacted the government officials to get the permission for the plane to come in and land and for them to go up to Carriacou and so on. That's what was facilitated by the government. Stop lying to the people, giving them the impression. Let me move you there. Yeah, we're done with you now. Yeah. Stop lying to the people, giving them the impression that all of that come and bring Samaritan person here. Why? Because Devon Roche at one point in time was a candidate for the new National Party. So you all feel, okay, he's INNP. We don't want him to get no praise for nothing. All you think he looking for praise? The man does pray every day.
All right. Trying to
in and out, whole time, every day. He and Pastor Happy Akasi. These people, together with the Samaritan Purse team, have been doing an excellent job. And they need to be praised for what they have been doing. They ain't looking for it, but they need to be praised. And don't think that's the first time that people like Devon Roche involved in this thing. When things happen in the Pacific, he does be over there. Other Caribbean territories, he does be there.
right. So I kind of get it now. All right. So here it is. This is what the government is up against, and all the volunteers and all the organizations who are trying to help our people. On the opposition side, they are seeking to get credit. That is what they want. So Pastor Devon Roche ran for the New National Party, and he was badly beaten by, I think, Michael Lett, right? Dennis Lett. So he's in this, I think Agape ministry or something like that, some church business. And as a result, because the NNP got a lot of beating from the public, real blows from the public, saying, well, why you're not out there? Why you're not helping the people? Because Pastor Devon Roche was a candidate for the NNP, they believe by coming out and pronounce his name and make people believe that this guy is the one who bring these people here, right? And then I think he included Pastor Happy there too. But the Samaritan Purse, they were here after Hurricane Ivan. They were here after Hurricane Ivan. There was no Devon Roche and Pastor Happy then, 20 years ago. No, but they came. Who brought them? They walked through churches. Whenever there is a disaster, they must deal with the government. They must get the go-ahead from the government to do anything. regarding that to come in to do anything. And that's kind of common sense. But here you have this guy on the NNP program trying to create, in my belief, chaos in the society. And I think it is high time that the government put a stop to these kind of things. It is high time that NTRC and the government put a stop to these things, because the people are fighting to bounce back from a hurricane, a disaster, or a hazard, right? A hurricane struck Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique, right? The people are fighting to get back. But you have this guy on this program, the NNP program, pushing all these lies, all this misinformation, seeking to derail this whole recovery process. It is high time that the government put a stop to this thing. They have to. While we are for free speech and freedom of association and other things like that, this guy has crossed the bung. Crossed the bung. Samaritan Post is in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. That's a good thing. In fact, we don't care who brought them, although we know that they must come through the government. That's kind of common sense. Yes, they would walk through churches, but it's normal. They must come through the government. But this guy is on a program pushing this nonsense. Then he spoke about NADMA, right? And if NADMA wants to control everything that goes to Carriacou, what's to that effect? The relief and so on, because the NNP now wants to be front and center in this thing. That is what's going on, you know. This thing is not politics, it's not NNP or NDC, but they want to go and project that they're doing something for people and try to get political mileage out of it. That is exactly what they want, you know. If you listen to this guy carefully, you realize what he's actually saying is that the NNP, they want to go and distribute stuff, and because NADMA is in control, NADMA is saying everything must be channeled.
No, folks are
NADMA.
trying to help. So the new National Party has their initiative where they're collecting.
Right.
You're saying all, everything, nothing supposed to come to NNP, nothing supposed to go to anybody else, all supposed to go to NADMA. Well, who is you to tell us that? Where you come out to tell other organizations, well, no, nobody else can collect nothing, only NADMA. You're fast, you're out of place, and you're disrespectful. Who is he to tell us that? Where you come out? Anyway, let me hear the rest of what he's saying there.
People dropping off items in one area, and so we ask that you kindly desist from that and kindly.
I want to say some words, but I can't say it on the program. I have too much church people listening. I can't. I want to say something about this statement, but oh gosh, it had too much church people listening. Oh gosh, and I respect all it too much. I can't use that kind of language here.
You see, this guy believes that he can go on a program, the NNP program, and push all these lies and all this misinformation, in my belief, right? Something has to be done with those stations that are pushing this kind of thing. We are fighting to recover after a hurricane. We are fighting to recover after a hurricane strike Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. People are still hurting. But you see, the NNP, they want mileage. They want to be relevant. They want to organize and rival NADMA because they want to project that they could do this. There's a government in place. You're not the government. You're in opposition. You lost. There are other organizations doing stuff, and they're not fronting. They're not fronting. In fact, if you're helping people, it is better that you don't front and push up. That you want the praise, you want the this, you want the that. And that is why I had some issues with Devon Rocher posting all these things on his Facebook page. He's bringing the whole thing to this bacchanal, in my belief. Right? Yes, we know you ran on that NNP ticket and you lost. You were badly beaten. We know that. But you see, this is a disaster, or this is a crisis. There are so many churches helping. There are so many community groups helping. There are so many organizations helping. You have Cadet, you have Rotary, you have Lions, you have Leo, you have, just name it. You have the Cadets, you have St. John Ambulance, you have the Red Cross, you have Samaritan Post, you have World Central Kitchen, and you can go on and on and on. The police, the nurses, there's a whole group. People are coming together to help their communities and help their fellow men. But we are up against this force, this opposition force. It's like everything, they have to make some tebe, they have to make some melee, some kind of nonsense, and talking about NADMA. And if it was not for Samaritan Post, and NADMA this and NADMA that, NADMA depends on volunteers. NADMA depends on volunteers.
Deal with it if everybody was bringing everything. If it wasn't for Samaritan Purse, let me repeat it again. If it was not for Samaritan Purse, right now, a lot of people in Carriacou would have been in a much worse situation. And thanks to Devon Rocher, don't give me this stupidness about no Terry Forrester and no Tally Francis. All you lie. I have known Devon Rocher.
Right, so it's boy, I tell you, that is what we are up against. Samaritan Post is in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique helping our people. We should be glad. We should be happy about it. But why would you go on your program and mention the organization like that and go down into that kind of alleyway with this kind of conversation? It is dangerous. It is dangerous. It is sad. Very, very sad. But I am happy that people can see through them. Because remember, this is an NNP program that this guy's on, pushing this kind of narrative and this stuff. It is sickening. You see Keith Mitchell, for example, out there too. And one wonders, the guy's out there, he's not distributing anything. No. And I told you that this morning. From day one.
We're not sitting down. We're on the move. Can't stop us. We're not sitting down. We're on the move. Can't stop us. We're not sitting down. We're on the move. No one can stop us. Nobody does.
Right, so that's Keith Mitchell. Huh? That's Keith Mitchell. Yeah, that's Keith Mitchell. It's amazing. It's amazing. And this guy's out there in St. Patrick and other places like that. And he's not distributing anything.
One bus! One bus! One man in the place! One bus! One bus! One man in the place! One bus! One bus! One man in the place!
Yes, so that's Keith Mitchell out there. He's not carrying a case of water for these people. He has $19 million. He can afford to buy truckloads of water to give these people. But he's not going to give them anything. No, he has a glass in his hand, whatever he's drinking there. You know, that's how the guy's operating. That's how he operates. So he's going out there to give them the idea that he cares about them where and how. The guy has $19 million, you know. Not once did this guy bring to these people anything there. But I know what he wants to do. You see, this guy is still hurt from the licks he got from the most honorable Deacon Mitchell and the young team. And he would like to see Grenada on its knees so he can easily climb back into power. That is what he wants to see. He wants to see Grenada flat. So he is now exploiting a disaster, a hurricane that devastated Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. He's now exploiting that to be relevant and with the hope that he can ride back into power. So he goes out there saying all manner of nasty things about the government. That's how he operates. That's exactly what he does. It is sad because there are so many people in Grenada, outside of Grenada, working their tail out, volunteering their time and effort because they want to see the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique bounce back. They want good things to happen for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. It's amazing.
Samaritan's Purse has used its DC-8 cargo plane to bring an emergency field hospital along with experienced medical and disaster response team to provide medical care to people affected by Hurricane Beryl in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The emergency field hospital arrived in Grenada on Thursday and marks the second arrival in 3 days as Samaritan's Purse mobilizes its relief efforts across the Caribbean islands that were affected by Hurricane Beryl. GIS spoke with team lead Peter Hulse about their mission to Grenada and the Sister Isles.
The main focus of our mission here is bringing the hope of Jesus to people. And the way we do that is through providing shelter, providing clean water, providing temporary housing and tarping for people's roofs to get them back started in their lives again. And really that's the way we can be the hands and feet of Jesus, is to come alongside people and help them. So that's our main focus here. So the way we're going to do that is this is our second DC-8 load of supplies that have come in, and we're sending a lot of it through the church network here on the island. We're very grateful for all of the governmental connections that we've had here on the island as well that has facilitated us doing that. It's been really encouraging to see the local churches coming together, and initially we've sent tarp to the north end of the island where we know that there was damage. And our focus now is, or has been the entire time, on Carriacou. We also have plans for Petit Martinique as well. We know that that's out there. We don't want to have that be forgotten.
Paul spoke about the team's composition. He says they are here to provide as much assistance as possible.
We probably have about 40 team members on the ground now. That number may grow a little bit in the coming days. We are setting up a field hospital on Carriacou Island. That field hospital is an inpatient facility, so people that are ill enough can spend the night there and receive round-the-clock medical care. They can see primary care doctors. They can see an emergency physician if they need to. We can treat fractures through this. We can treat wounds. We have a pharmacy to distribute medications out of, so people can come for their healthcare needs there. We're not in a hurry to leave Grenada needing still. We won't. That's not our plan.
2 other team members shared their readiness to address the needs of those affected.
This is absolutely what our organization is about. So again, it's called Samaritan's Purse, and like the Good Samaritan in the Bible, we are called to come and help people who are in need and to help our neighbor. And our neighbor is anyone who needs help. And so that's why we come here. So it's actually, for us, it's a feeling of joy. I mean, again, obviously, it's a very difficult situation. We understand here. And anything that we can do to help out, and again, as an emergency physician, anything I can do to help them medically, that's exactly what I'm called to do. So I love to do that. I'm very sad for the disaster that's happened here, but I'm very happy to help. And I think that's a feeling from our whole organization.
I am a retired pastor, so I am the chaplain for the team. So that's my role, is to make sure they're all okay with the work that they're going to be doing. I know, speaking for everybody on the team, this is what we do. These are the skills and the abilities we've been given, and so we're all people who volunteer to leave on a moment's notice wherever there's a disaster, and it brings us great joy to be able to come alongside people who have lost so much, who are hurting, suffering, to bring relief and hope.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles commended the swift response to Grenada by Samaritan's Purse.
My first expression is one of gratitude. We have an entire team of individuals who are here to assist with the response operations in Carriacou. And what is very good about this group is that they're portable. They are self-sufficient, self-sustaining, all right? Where we had challenges in finding accommodation to facilitate our healthcare staff visiting Carriacou, this group comes already prepared with all of the necessary equipment to set themselves up and remain on site and provide services, which is quite beneficial to us. And we are very thankful that they are able to hear, and they were able to respond very quickly.
Terence Forrester, Ambassador for Diaspora Affairs, spoke about the coordination of efforts by the ambassador in Washington to get this relief efforts off the ground.
On behalf of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Trade and Export Development, and indeed on behalf of our distinguished minister, the Honorable Joseph Andel, Permanent Secretary Roxy Hutchinson, we want to extend real special thanks to our ambassador based in Washington, His Excellency Charlie Francis, who really worked hard towards getting the Samaritan Purse entity to Grenada. I think it's important to recognize that this is just 4 days after the unfortunate incident of Hurricane Beryl.
Yes, so again, this is good. This is a wonderful thing. And we want to express our appreciation to Samaritan Purse and all the organizations who are working hard to make sure that things happen for our people.
Begun the process of delivering relief supplies to affected families in St. Patrick East and West constituencies following the passage on July 1st of the most powerful storm to affect the Tri-Island state since the passage of Hurricane Ivan on September 7th, 2004. Hurricane Beryl left a number of families without roofs and in some cases completely destroyed their homes. The GIS team spoke with some of the affected recipients in the St. Patrick East constituency of Lavera, La Fortune and Riversally who suffered severe damage to their homes.
In that situation, I find he start moving quickly, start operating quickly. As soon as the storm passed, the hurricane passed, he start working on things as quick as possible, especially on St. Patrick's side, La Fortune Livera side. Yes, with the assistance. So I would say thanks very much to the government, because seeing that the hurricane just passed, in a few days' time, I receive a few assistance well.
Around going and the people saying that the government is the best. They can so far, yeah, it's the best. Because he come out and look for the people and keep us on track from beginning to the end. And then we will appreciate that, Yeah, we will appreciate that. Yeah, and we have to say thanks for the road too. Deacon, yeah, give us the road after 47 years. Yeah, we get something in the area. So we have to say thanks to Deacon Mitchell,
Very thankful, very, very, very thankful, because everybody clothes wet, everybody clothes sile up, no clothes to put on. It's terrible, Yeah. Ivan passed, and We closing damage as how it damage now. Yeah. All trees went down, all fruit trees down on the ground. It's terrible, it's terrible. To the government of Grenada, I thank him very much for the assistance. Yeah, that was given to me right now.
How many of you in the house?
9.
As our crew moved through the St. Patrick East constituency with the NADMA team delivering relief to affected families, more positive sentiments were shared by the residents.
Okay, after I left the house, I met my cousin below this kitchen here. And we stay and we just witness the whole thing. When I reached, how I see looking, because he was witnessing his house destruction and everything. How I saw he was looking. I said, I better stay with him than I left him alone. So we watch everything just breaking down. You watching the roofs go. Just, at that time, you know, you just feel like you want to cry or something. But there's nothing you could do. Crying is waste of time. It was a very quick response because they passed yesterday and now they're back here today to assist us. And I feel very, very happy about that. It's not nice to say, but I mean, I've never received any assistance from governments before. This government is really, really trying. I appreciate that very much.
I lost my home. I lost my farm. I lost a little nursery on the corner here. And lots of crops. I would say they're trying their utmost best because it's not I alone and there's other people else that need the same assistance that I need. So I hope everybody get, something back in return so everybody would feel happy.
To be truthful, it's only today I see, from the next morning, one of them coming from Soto, that me girl too. She come and she asked me my name and thing, and she say, well, I don't stay in long because I have to make a lot of rounds. And it's yesterday, and Marie and them pass, and they have a look at it, and they see what they say. They see and they take note, they take my name, and that was good of them. Yes, but the only thing I say, well, I don't see my minister. Where is he, man? I hear they say he pass. I said, no, man, I can't believe he passed. And I see him today, and that was good of him. Because I know he couldn't do me that. Because me and him tight. So he couldn't do me that, but I did just waiting. I say, pity Joe, if I don't see him for the rest of the time, I'm going on in the office.
Right, so again, the residents, they are happy. People are happy. They can't get everything one time, but they understand that the volunteers are trying. They understand that NADMA is trying. They understand that the government, the ministers, they are trying. They understand that the different organizations are trying, which is really great. It's good. It's wonderful. And let's keep doing that. Let us keep doing that. We're going to achieve great many things. We're going to build back better than before. So things are happening. Things are happening for the people of St. Patrick, St. Mark, Carriacou, and P.T. Martinique. Things are happening, and we give thanks. We give thanks.
Martinique are about to experience a major relief drive, and the government of Grenada has procured 11 vehicles to support this undertaking. A barge owned by West Indies Shipping Dominica is transporting the vehicles to the sister isles, which were hard hit by Hurricane Beryl. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Caroline McQuilkin, was also at the port as government of Grenada, through the Ministry of Finance, procured vehicles from different dealerships on island. P.S. McQuilkin thanked those involved in the procurement process.
I am very happy on behalf of the Ministry of National Security, Information, Disaster Management, Public Administration and Prime Minister's Office to report that we have procured 11 vehicles for restoration efforts in Carriacou. As we know, tomorrow and Sunday have been designated as the days for restoration or rebuilding efforts on Grenada, Carriacou and P.T. Martinique on the island. And so we have procured these 11 vehicles. Now they are 3 trucks from Hubbard's, 5 Toyota Hilux from Steels Auto Supplies Limited, and also 3 Nissan from George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. And these items are to assist with the cleanup efforts and so, with relief and so, because a lot of the vehicles and so in Carriacou were damaged as well, and so we need some heavy equipment in Carriacou so that they can move around the terrain and assist with the restoration efforts. So hence we have purchased these vehicles. I want to say a very special thank you to each of the suppliers, Steels, Hubbards and Huggins, because it was yesterday we would have made a request to them and they would have organized everything, including insurance, license, inspections and everything. And we want to say a very special thank you to them for assisting us on such short notice. Also want to say thank you to the Customs and Excise Division, Ministry of Finance, because it's through Ministry of Finance we would have purchased the vehicles, and to the Customs for facilitating the process so seamlessly. Also the Inland Revenue Division with the license discs and so on. Everything was just done with alacrity.
Captain of the barge, Michael Patrice, explained how they became involved in the initiative.
I came down here on a request by someone by the name of Mr. Orlando to assist the government of Grenada to transport stuff to Carriacou, whatever they has to transport. And the barge is 5,000 tons dead weight, but it can take a lot of stuff like cars and trucks and stuff like that.
Patrice is happy to assist the government of Grenada with transporting equipment and vehicles to the Sister Isles and told us about his team.
That's great. I appreciate that. What the owner did for the government, because my relatives come from Pitimatnik and Carriacou. So what we are doing here is not only for him, but for me also, you know. And I appreciate that. It's 8 of us. Yeah, 8 of us. 2 engineers, myself, the mate, and then we have a welder and some other seamen.
Folks, again, very good. People are pulling their weight. People are doing things to help one another, to help the people of PT Martinique, to help the people of Carriacou. All right, so we are grateful. We are thankful to the captain and the crew. And he mentioned there that Orlando Romain had that barge come in to help the people of Carriacou and PT Martinique to carry most of the heavy stuff up there. And that is a really, really good thing. I love that. Folks, this morning I mentioned that we were able to get the $40,000 so that we can purchase the equipment for Carriacou and Granditang so that Vibes FM can be up and running again with better quality and more reach. So we were able to get that. And I want to express a sincere thanks to all the people who donated, who gave towards this cause. So there are still some people who pledge and have not fulfilled that as yet. And there are those who pledge and fulfill that. All right. There are people who actually say they're going to fulfill that pledge at this time or that time. That's great. Right. So we're looking forward to you fulfilling that so that we can get the total amount of money. But so far, the people who pledge and say they're going to give, these are people who I know and I believe they would fulfill that. And those who already gave, it's in the bank. All right. So once we get everything together, we will be able to order the equipment within a short space of time. So we're asking the folks who say that they're going to give at this time, at that time, please try to fulfill that between now and then. All right. That's important. But so far, so good. So far, so good. We have completed the pledge or that drive to get the $40,000, 40,000 EC, and we have stopped the pledge immediately. So we're not taking any pledge again for that purpose. All right. And thank you, Glenroy Bettel, for facilitating me with the Zelle. I want to thank you, my brother. Really want to thank you. So we've stopped that. We are now trying to collect the pledges, the amount that people pledge, put that together, and then order the equipment for Carriacou and for Grenada. So far, so good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to express that sincerely. All right. So we're going to wrap up the program at this point in time. I want to wish you all the best. I will be back with you tomorrow, God's willing, starting from 8 in the a.m. in the dynamic hour or on the dynamic hour